Speak to a fan of metal music and they'll have very specific opinions on what is and what is not metal. Take Def Leppard. No, please, take Def Leppard. They insist they're metal, where in fact they're a Motley Crue cover band from Sheffield, Yorkshire, fronted by chat show host Vanessa Feltz. A generally charming lady, but metal she is not. Unlike the music, metal the material is very well defined, and bands from Sheffield, Yorkshire are poorly equipped to argue. The most metal band of all time, Wormphlegm, let's use them, even they are not metal in science term, not even Wormphlegm. So what is metal? Well, there are a lot of materials in the world and they're split into metals and not metals. Nice. Originally, a metal was something that can be used for tools and weapons and the like, so they were materials that were very hard and durable enough to be shaped into things we wanted to use. The first use of a metal was about 10,000 years ago, so I struggled to find the name of the person who first discovered metal, Wikipedia only being invented 3,000 years ago. Since we're talking pure metals for now, let's skip ahead to 1500 BC and the Egyptians. That's the scientists we're using today, the Egyptians, so this guy. They used something called meteoric iron, which was the iron they found in the middle of meteors, as in rocks that fell to the Earth from space. Yeah, it's quite rare and worth more than gold. We know this because Howard Carter found Tutankhamun's dagger on his dead body in 1922. So King Tut, why is it important to literally wait for a rock to fall out of the sky so you can make a dagger? Because it's a pure metal. Alright Tut, what's a metal? Well, it's something that is shiny and bendy, and if you look closer, all the atoms are in a lattice shape with some of the electrons moving about willy and indeed nilly. So it must conduct electricity really well then, Tut. What's that? Okay, never mind. Howard, you're up. Why not use the metal in the ground? Well, apart from it not looking like a god gave it to you, the metal in the ground was a bit rubbish, as the best they could do was make an alloy, which is a metal with other bits of stuff mixed in. Take a stew, stir in 1 tiny spoon of garlic and it's just that little bit more tasty. Take a stew and stir in 1 tiny spoon of cat poo and suddenly everyone's not interested. Most of the stew is not even poo, but they won't listen. That's an alloy. It all just depends on what you add. Let's go way back. Gold and silver was relatively easy to get hold of and melt and make pretty things, but really too soft and bendy to be useful. Copper was the best one around, but still a bit rubbish for tools, so our ancient cousins mixed in some other materials they had like tin, because why not? And it was way better. They made weapons, started stabbing each other, and started the Bronze Age. This fancy pot was made by the Chinese in 7000 BC out of bronze. Remember this when someone next to you moans about something made in China? Well, now I'm puzzled. So King Tut's dagger was better because it was pure metal, but the Chinese pot was better because it was an alloy. Well, that makes no sense at all. It's starting to sound like the whole Def Leppard is metal situation. Well, hold on a minute. It does make sense, and Def Leppard is not metal. It's all on the structure. Let's take iron. It's a grid of atoms like this, but if you add in carbon atoms, they fit into the grid really well, like eggs in an egg box. This helps the iron atoms move about so it bends more and is stronger. This is steel, and if we take iron and add in something that doesn't fit so well, like putting Def Leppard in an egg box, then you end up with something worse. Much worse. The reason this works is because how the metal atoms are stuck together, by what is called metallic bonds, which is not a number of secret agent robots, but how the metal atoms stick together. In not metals, the atoms are individually stuck together because they swap an electron or two with their neighbour. Metals let their electrons just go wherever they like an irresponsible parent at a soft play area. This sticks all the metal atoms together. The alloy is when you put something in the soft play area that changes everything, like a packet of biscuits, a poo dribbling down a leg, or a retired headmaster. Add one thing and suddenly everything changes. What's that, Howard Carter, historian and archaeologist? The science is boring? You think the main reason the Egyptians used the rocks from space is just superstition? Well, where do you think this superstition comes from? The Vikings, Europe's second favourite Danish export behind their delicious and less violent pastries, had a superstition where they would burn the bones of their enemy in the fire as they made a new battle axe. But when they did this, the materials in the bones combined with the iron and they accidentally made an early form of steel, meaning the axe was stronger due to the chemistry of it, so they believed it was the, presumably quite annoyed, spirit of their beaten enemy helping them chop up Christians from England. And, who are we to argue? Yes, Bjorn Headsplitter, it's the spirit of your enemy, not chemistry. In fact, forget everything I've just said. There is no such thing as an alloy.